Hi, my name is Terry Valentino, and I'm the chief instructor at the Yosakan Dojo, which is located in Marshall Township Municipal Building, and we teach martial arts classes to the general public. I have two of my students with me. This is Nikki Frank and Brian Birch. They're both assistant instructors at my school. And what prompted us to present this video was a desire to address concerns that we've had expressed through self-defense classes that we've taught from women about how would they be able to defend themselves in a worst case scenario. So obviously before you, in a worst case scenario is where someone is engaged in the process of attacking you. Obviously in an assault prevention course, there's a lot of things that need to be discussed about, situational awareness and creating boundaries and all those things that are an attempt to extricate you from a bad situation. However, the issue that a lot of women have is that they really, the deep fear is that if that doesn't work and they find themselves in a worst case scenario, that they really feel like they really can't effectively defend themselves. So what we wanted to do today was to give you all an opportunity to be able to see what is possible with correct training. So a common scenario might be where someone would be trying to assault a female, and they would be in a between their legs in a choking position. So we're going to have Brian and Nikki demonstrate that, and we'll do it at faster speed, and then we'll go a little bit slower to talk about some of the details surrounding how to do the technique effectively. Okay? All right. Okay. So, what we're going to do is that if the first thing, if someone's in this position, it's very critical that she preserves her airway. So when he puts his hands on her throat, you can just, not hard, when he puts his hands on her throat, she's got seconds. He's going to bear his weight down seconds before she would go unconscious. So there's a difference between when somebody's wrestling around, they're trying to subdue you, and then when somebody chokes you. So when you're choked, immediately you have to have a response that's very immediate and very violent. So the first thing she's going to do is she's going to do this, what we call like the prey position. She's going to put her hands together and she's going to wedge them up. So if you do this slowly, if she does this slowly, his hands will fall off. So even if you choke her hard. Okay. So at the same time that she does that, she's going to hook her ankles on the insides of his ankles. So simultaneously, there's three things that are going to happen. She's going to pop her feet, hook his ankles, pop her feet out, wedge the choke off, and at the same time receive his head so that he doesn't fall forward and smash his face into hers. The other thing that she's done is she's got her thumb in his eyeball and her other hand on his jaw. The reason that we're doing this is because no human being will resist against having their eyeball pushed in. And a lot of techniques people will talk about will grab the head and twist it. A lot of individuals are very strong, and a woman may not be physically very fit and strong enough to be able to twist someone's head in that way. But anyone who puts their finger and their fingernail in someone's eyeball, the person will move away. So at this point, what she's going to do is she's going to unhook one of her legs, and she's going to put this foot out to the side and use it as a brace. This foot stays hooked to trip him. So he's going to be moving backwards, not because she's physically moving him, but because he's moving away from having his eye poked out. So she moves over. When she's in position, she keeps her fingers on his eyes, but she has to disengage herself from him to escape. So she keeps her hand, he's going to stay down. He's not going to come up against an eye push. She's going to elbow strike him a few times in the face, and then she's taking off. For someone who's a little bit more trained martial artist, you can do the straight arm lock version. So in this particular situation, again, this is for someone who has a little bit more training. She's getting in a stiff arm lock. She kept the pressure in his eyes to be able to achieve this position. She's not sitting over the center line, because then if she sit over the center line, he'd take her over, right? So she's sitting off back, and then if he reaches for her, she basically leans back, falls back, and breaks his arm. Okay, good. So the purpose of us presenting this was not as a video tutorial of how to do this, but to demonstrate what's possible with training and with practice. Certainly, anyone who is trained and who practices regularly is going to be much more competent than someone who just sort of watches something and gets an idea of it. If anyone who's watching this is interested in learning how to protect themselves in this way from a dire situation, my suggestion would be to find a good school and actually begin study. We think that we are that, but there are other schools in the area. What's important is to find a competent, safe, and realistic program that will be able to help you achieve your needs in a safe and a enjoyable environment. So thank you for your attention, and hopefully we'll maybe put some more videos up in the future. Thanks.